talk about sourdough starters. We had a lot of viewers express their concern about when do they know when their sourdough starter is ready, and therefore they don't even try to start one, or if they do start one, they become intimidated before they use it because they're afraid they're going to make somebody sick from it. So I totally get it. I understand it. I was there as well years ago, and I just want to raise your confidence with your sourdough. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to start 2 starters, and the reason I'm doing 2 is I want to show you it's not so much the measurements of the flour and the water. I mean, whether it's thick or thin, it's the environment that starter is in. And we're going to follow this every day for several days so you can see each day how it changes. And we're going to do a couple of fun things too along the way that you thought you might not have been able to do. And also, we're going to do something that probably, I would almost bet, nobody else on YouTube or has intentionally done. But I'm doing this to help you raise your confidence in this because it's super easy. I mean, I can't tell you how easy sourdough is. And the only reason we don't feel confident about sourdough is because it's a lost art that has been taken from us. And this goes in great the Depression era wisdom that we've been doing, because we need to know these skills so that we're not reliant upon so many store-bought things. The other thing is commercial yeast. I don't want to villainize it, but in the quantities that we consume today, that is truly where a lot of our diet issues come from. It does not break down the things within the wheat that make people sick, such as the gluten intolerance. And then, of course, we're talking. I mean, this is kind of like a subpart or subcategory here, but the wheats that we use need to be heirloom wheats. So the wheat that I'm using here is probably going to be different. If you're using a white store-bought flour, it's going to look a little different, and we'll give little hints and stuff as we do this each day. But we just want to make this a quick video for you to see. All right, so the first one, again, it's not a measurement thing. Why don't you get your camera right in here, Josiah? It is and I'm not going to say that a thick starter doesn't work a little different than a thin. It does, but I just want you to see that if you think your starter's too thin, it's still going to work. We're looking in a thinner starter for about pancake consistency or a little thicker. You don't want it so thin that it looks like water. Put your camera in here. Now this is still kind of thick, okay, which is great if that's what you want to work with, but I want to thin it out a little bit just so you can see that there's really no mistakes in this. It's just learning. Okay, so that one looks pretty thick right now, but you're going to be surprised tomorrow when we go to add more flour to it. It's probably going to have thinned out quite a bit. Now on this other one, we're going to make that a thicker one. I might even go ahead and make it just a little too thick. A lot of people will add sugar or commercial yeast to get these going, and it's just not necessary. You don't need it. One of the problems with the commercial yeast is they do add the sugar to the dough. And then sugar, of course, we know that we don't want the sugar, but it doesn't break down things that our body does not digest. It doesn't have that time. Where with sourdough is allowed to sit and do the job that it was intended to. All right, put your camera in here. Okay, so this one's pretty pasty. I'm going to leave it just like that though. All right, and this one is quite a bit thinner. I'm going to put one right next to the heat. I'm going to set this one close to the stove because I may need to use this really fast because my sourdough starter had an issue, an unplanned issue, and I've got to restart it, and I need it soon. This one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put away from the heat source so you can see how it activates a little bit. All right, so tomorrow what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what the sourdough is going to be looking like. This way it'll help give you a visual so you can judge your own sourdough. If you want to do this along with me, grab some flour and water and go ahead and start your jar, and we'll work through this together this week to help your confidence get built and for you to see that it really is super simple. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share again. I just want to say it again. When you guys share our videos on your social platform, it gets it in front of people that otherwise wouldn't find us. So if you could do that, that's great. And we will talk soon. God bless.